Hey everybody, you've reached episode 12 of Comically Gaming.
Welcome. How's it going?
It's going good. It's good. How's your week?
Pretty good. I'm Corey.
And I'm Nate.
Yeah. All right. So anyways, you can start it off. You can reach us at our website, gamescomicsandculture.wordpress.com. You can reach us at email at gamescomicsandculture@gmail.com. You can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/GCANDC.
Be our groundbreaking first supporter.
Yep. Come on. We need one. Dad.
That's our goal. One.
Twitter at GCANDC. My Twitter is at CJKLOSTER.
I'm at Darth Nader, DARTH_N8R.
Yep. As always, our Facebook group, most active group. Check us out there. Just search for Games, Comics, and Culture.
Yeah,
or actually,
Facebook.
invite only.
Well, search for us to get an invite.
Yeah. And
you can request.
As always, like and subscribe.
And speaking of subscribers, last week we had 21. I just refreshed this mofo. We're up to 24.
Yeah, we are.
24.
Shout out to Thomas, maybe Jeremy if he got in there.
So awesome.
I witnessed Thomas subscribe.
So I got a couple quick here. My buddy Sean from Colorado, I used to be a milkman with 10 years ago or something. Haven't seen or talked to him. Thanks, Sean. Hooking it up. Who else did I see in here? Let's see. YouTube. Orbeso? ORBESO?
Orbeso, thanks,
What up, Orbeso? Hooking it up, huh? And,
yeah, he's I think he said random.
Jeff? Oh, no, never mind. No, that's not. I think that's it. I think that's who I got of people who share who they follow. Not everybody shares who they follow, so we know we got
Thomas
some other people on there.
My buddy Thomas I work with.
Thomas, what up? Thanks, everybody.
Maybe Jeremy. Possibly Jeremy. If so, thanks, Jeremy.
Yeah, guys. Not to belittle the point, but we're on a subscriber drive. If we get 100 subscribers, we can get our own URL on YouTube. So that's the whole point of us bugging everybody. Once we hit that 100, we'll stop pestering y'all. But we got to get 100 subscribers before episode 100. That's the goal. We're way ahead of schedule.
Yeah, kicking ass.
Yep, definitely. So, how's the week?
Pretty good. Let's see. Mainly worked. Watched some Stranger Things. Finally over. I played a little Pokemon. I'm over the every night grind at this point. So.
What do you think, Stranger Things? First of all,
it's dope so far.
Okay.
Like 2 episodes in, maybe 3.
So we're gonna talk some more about Stranger Things later on in the show. But so far, you liked it, like what you saw.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right.
Yep. And then my day off, I spent pretty much all my free time besides going to the bar, playing The Witcher 3, Blood and Wine.
Oh, sure. And real quick, not to interrupt, but we actually got our shit together for Twitch streaming. I saw you were streaming some Witcher. We were streaming some Division this week. So everybody, to be honest, I'm not going to throw every time I stream up on Facebook anymore, but I am going to shout it out on Twitter. It seems like that's the way to go.
What I was thinking too, because I want to try and do it every time I play, really. Right. So I don't want to be bugging everybody on Facebook every time I play.
Right, exactly. So if you actually care about watching that stuff, follow us on Twitter. That way, be the way to do it.
Or just subscribe on Twitch.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, Twitch will send you notifications too if you got the app.
Yeah, sure. So, I finished that up last night after work.
So real quick, we were talking. You want to do a brief, no spoilers review? Give it a quick score? What do you think?
Yeah, I'll give it a score. I give it fucking 10 out of 10.
10.
I mean 9.5, 10.
Sorry, I got the Game Informer over here. Gave it 9.25.
Yeah, 9.5 to 10. I mean,
Why
it's hard to
not
give
10?
anything. It's hard to give anything a 10 because 10 is, in my opinion, perfection, and I don't even believe we've truly seen perfection yet. Like, I mean, can I say it was the perfect? I mean, there were, for a current generation, not thinking of stuff that could be possible in the future, I would give it 10 out of 10 for sure. It's as awesome as you could make a video game right now,
Okay.
for sure.
All right.
But yeah, it was. I mean, I had played pretty much three-fourths of it, three-fourths of the way in. I was loving it, of course. I mean, I love everything about that game. Toussaint is beautiful. It's such a nice change from the kind of grimy part of the game. So bright and
Toussaint
awesome.
being a whole new area that's part of this
Toussaint's the
expansion.
new area. Yeah.
Did the previous
To the
expansion
south.
have a new area?
No, it was in Violin or no.
Okay.
It was they unlocked an area of the current place in the last expansion. The new
Looks very
expansion,
similar.
Well, it was in this. You still fast traveled the same spot. It was just an unlocked area that you couldn't get to previously.
Okay.
But Toussaint's a whole new continent or whatever.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I keep interrupting, but is it the part of the biggest city in the game that you can't really get to? That's kind of on a little island off to the side.
It's not on an island. Like to the east of the biggest city, there's an area where you kind of hit a wall, where it looks like there's more on the map.
I thought there was a bridge going over to that you could actually walk under, and you could. I did a lap around the friggin' place and couldn't get in at one point.
Yeah, I don't think there's a. Maybe there is. I'm not sure.
I'll stop interrupting though. Go on. I was just curious, being somebody who beat the full game and didn't play either expansion so far.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a whole new deal. It's to the south of everything. It's beautiful, colorful, great place. Everybody's always drunk. But yeah, up until 2 days ago, I was loving it. It was new. New places, new characters, new gear, new, everything about it was cool. I loved playing through it. And then I hit the point on the day off where all of a sudden I was like, this is the fucking coolest thing ever. Like, all of a sudden, like, it was just like that happened in the previous two games, like the second expansion and the main game. Like, I mean, there's like a point where you're like, holy shit, you're blown away. Like, it's the first game to ever do this. This is so awesome. I mean, not the first game to ever do it, but what they did was just so fucking awesome. And I loved it. The Witcher 3, they had a little special thank you message to all of us at the end because it's their final Witcher project or whatever. And,
they're so awesome.
Project Dread, yeah, they really rocked it, and they put their all into both of the expansions. They made them decent price. I mean, everything about it's so great. I mean, it's reinforced my love for The Witcher. I'm sad it's over.
So, again, not being spoilery, but just a quick question, again, being somebody who played the main game and none of the expansions, and you say, just from some screenshots that I've seen of it and how you kind of describe the area and whatnot, is that part of the world not ravaged by war like the main area was? It's not.
No.
Okay.
Touched by war.
All right. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So 10. You said 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. I mean, yeah. I mean, so awesome. I mean, I can't think of a single flaw with it besides, like, the combat in The Witcher isn't fantastic. It's fun.
Sure.
Like little stupid things. But as far as an expansion to an awesome game, 10 out of 10. 9.5, 10. I mean, really, really good. Best. Continue to make The Witcher the best game I've ever played in my life. I mean,
nice.
Reinforce that.
Nice.
Loved it. Great time. Can't wait till you play it so we can fucking talk about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So really that's your week?
I can think of one flaw, actually, but I can't say what
spoilery.
it is. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Gotcha.
But that I don't know. That knocks it down to 9.9 at the max for sure. Up there.
Full numbers. No points, no nothing. That's our rating scale. 10-point scale.
We don't do a 0.5.
No.
So it's either a 9 or a 10.
Yep.
Well, it's a 10.
Okay. All right.
But
Gotcha.
then I would say 10 is anything 9.5 or above.
If that's what you say, it's your
Yeah.
it's your world.
Yeah. Great game though. Like I said, sad it's over. I'm honestly considering doing a new game plus.
You're insane.
Yeah, I just feel like that's so crazy
Yeah.
that I can't. I have so much other. I need to start playing other games.
Right.
I've spent
You
so
need to
many
start
hours
watching
on the
some
Witcher,
TV and movies.
but I love it so much. I mean, that that's an honest. I may do it. Like
Right.
at least just for every once in a while, I'll jump in there. And, but yeah,
Yep, that's
because it's
insane.
the last one. It's sad.
I've never put that much time into a single player game for sure.
Me neither.
You know.
I've never beat a full game that big, like Skyrim size, twice.
Right.
And I did the first and second expansion twice, and then the third expansion once. That's a lot of hours.
Yeah, you're a madman. You're a madman. Well, cool. Sounds good. It's in my backlog. I don't know if I'll ever get to it. I never
You
get
have
the
to.
DLC.
It should be a priority over
I
your
know.
next game. Like
I don't know.
one DLC, you should do your whatever next game you want to do, then a DLC, then whatever next game you want to do, and then the third DLC. I mean, it's that good, for sure, that I would put it above, at least at the same level as new games.
We're gonna have to talk. We're gonna have to talk about it. We're gonna have to lay it when you come here. We're gonna have to lay out what I'm thinking about playing in what order, because yeah, it's intimidating for sure. So
Do we have, real quick while I'm thinking of it, do we have in our itinerary for either of the shows tonight, Telltale Batman?
no.
Have you seen, just real quick then,
Go
have you
ahead.
seen PC gamers hate it? Apparently it's all glitchy or fucked up. on Steam.
Yes. Yep. I have seen that. Yep.
But it's getting good reviews. Like, we'll probably think it's really cool.
Yes. Yeah, it's got problems on PC, which happens
That's
pretty often, which is another
Yeah.
reason why I'm leery of getting a PC, to be honest. You know, and whenever
sure.
you hear about a game that's blown up, it's
Yeah,
the
you hear
PC
about
version.
bad ports.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's my buddy Thomas, the PC gamer. That is, he probably wouldn't even admit it. He'll probably defend himself, like, if I talked about it. But PC gets bad ports of good games.
Yep. Yep. It does happen. Yep.
They also have really good games that consoles never even get.
Yep. And real quick, what then? If we got so much to talk about today, but that Telltale Batman game just came out. The share play or the play together or whatever they call it. Have you heard
we
about
did.
that? Yeah, everybody's.
But you told me about it.
Yeah, people are hyped up on it. Just a way for people can play it together and make decisions on their cell phones on an app on their cell phone. They say it won't work over Twitch because the delay is too big on it, but it would be cool to play in a room where
Yeah,
people
we're talking
don't-
about doing that with the channel.
yeah,
Really?
but again, they say it doesn't work over Twitch, so I don't know if it's going to be possible unless we can think of another way. But yeah,
Maybe there'll be a Telltale app that comes out or something.
yeah, and they're saying that going forward, they're going to do that on all their games, so it's pretty sweet. You know, I
Sure.
definitely like the idea of having a group. You know, that's how me and the kids played Minecraft Story Mode, where we
Yeah.
all sit in the room. They both shout out what they want to do, and then I pick which one of them I go with, sort of thing. It's cool to have a kind of a silent vote on things. So pretty sweet. Can't wait to check that out for sure. It's definitely on
You
the
got
list.
these out there?
What is it? Two-hearted?
Yeah, in cans.
Yeah.
Coach Oliver.
Yeah, there's no bells out here. I'd ask you to bring some if you could. No bells in Colorado.
I do carry on only, so.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm I'm working on call right now. So sober show for Nate.
Shoulder show.
Yeah, crazy. So yeah, my week this week finished up Stranger Things. Really good. We'll talk about it again later on. It's our last topic, and we're gonna go spoilers on the episodes that you watched so far. So spoilers on episode 1. So we're gonna actually end the show with.
If you want, we
Stranger
can do
Things.
2. Yeah.
Up to
I
you.
think it's
I'm going to let
ridiculous.
you lead it because I honestly don't remember where the story cut off at the end of those. So we'll just talk about the beginnings of it or whatnot. So basically, if you haven't watched, we'll get there. We'll get there. That's going to be a half an hour from now.
I should
So,
let you.
but just let everybody know, or Stranger Things is going to be the last topic of this week's show. Finished up, love it. Played some more Wolfenstein, snuck some of that in. Love Wolfenstein, man. It's really good. BJ Blazkowicz. It's so awesome that they made it BJ Blazkowicz. I mean, it is so, in just his attitude and stuff throughout the game. You know, they do not back off on him being the classic video game meathead, and
Yeah.
just being a BA in general. I mean, it's awesome. I need more time to get to blow through it, but I feel like I'm
Not as
halfway
into it
there.
as you. Yeah.
I'm loving it. Love it.
I know.
Did some let's plays with the kids. If you guys haven't seen it on our YouTube channel right now, I'm doing Terraria with my one son and doing Limbo with the other son. So check
Oh,
those
really?
out if you get a chance. Yep.
Is the Limbo one on YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah. Way to support the show. Get another view in there. Check it out. We're doing
will.
15-minute shows just so everybody knows they're not long form. Watch us play a video game for 5 hours. They're little 15-minute things, and they've actually both of them have been pretty funny. I was happy with how they turned out.
I like how Graham just wants to do everything. He does not want to teach Dad.
It's tough for sure. And then Pokemon Go. I play Pokemon Go every day. I've never hit it as hard as you have, going out chasing things for hours and things like that. But it's definitely on in the background of my daily life, and still continues to be. I'm not one bit sick of it at this point. I pop it on every chance I get.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's been it. So
right.
again, we're gonna try and make this show a little bit smaller than usual. We've been going an hour and a half. We've been going pretty long. Corey's flying out here next week or tomorrow, and then here almost for a week. And the next week's show is basically the day that he's going to not sleep and fly. So we're going to do 2 shows tonight. This one's going to be the topical show we're going to put out in the morning right after this. So, it's kind of getting the news and things like that. The next one, you'll see it next week, but we want to make sure we put something out every week. So anyways, we're not going to go an hour and a half, 2 hours like we've been doing on these. So blowing through these. Topic number 1, the Xbox One S.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Xbox One S. It came out yesterday. So real quick, before I get into kind of my spiel on the Xbox One X, and then I actually asked the Facebook group what they thought for PS4 owners like ourselves, if it's worth it. Got some input from them and whatnot. In general, what are your thoughts on the Xbox One S before I even go into any of my news and research here?
Well, the other one's going to be the Phoenix, right? Or something. Isn't there another Xbox coming out?
Yeah, it just has a code name, Scorpio.
Scorpio.
Yep. This is the slim model.
I mean, honestly, it seems cool. I would rather get I feel like if I'm going to get one, I would get the Scorpio. So.
But the Scorpio's not out for 2 years or something.
2 years?
Yeah, I mean, over a year at this point. They haven't announced an exact date. So I'm talking about today. Do you care about the Xbox One S?
Today, no, I don't.
Okay.
I mean, no, I have no need to buy a new. I got plenty of shit to play on the PS4 right now. I mean, Halo 5 had mixed reviews. We still got Destiny. No need for a new console right now. Plus, I want to get a PC at some point here, just for the show and for games. So, Xbox One S not a big concern to me. I didn't even know it released yesterday.
So, here's the thing, and here's why I can see why people in our position would care about this today, is if you have a 4K TV. The Xbox One S, for $400, has 4K native in the box. So Amazon and Netflix 4K out of it, and then also it's got a built-in 4K Ultra HD player. I just jumped on Amazon, and Samsung's current cheapest 4K Ultra HD player,
like the discs, or
yes, on Amazon and on Best Buy is going for $320. So for $400, you get a 2 terabyte Xbox One as well. Like, to me, that's a no-brainer. If I had a 4K TV, I'd go buy it.
Definitely, yeah. If I had a 4K TV, for sure. Yeah,
Yep.
I agree with that. Yeah,
Yep.
but I don't, and I won't have one for a long time. So.
Yeah, I still honestly don't believe that the world's going there. I almost think it's the next one is what's going to be what catches on. So I'm not ready to invest to throw down, $1,600 for a TV and an Xbox or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To play it. But yeah, so anyways, that's it. And just like you said, I feel like since switching from Xbox to PlayStation, the only game I really care about is Halo.
That new Forza and Gears, they both look badass.
They do, but it looks like more Forza and Gears to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's and the only other game that I can even think of was Sunset Overdrive. So
they gave that away for free like 2 months ago.
Yeah, it wasn't enough.
Doesn't look that great. I watched my buddy play it.
Right, wasn't enough to move the needle for me. It just seemed like I don't even know if I'd buy it, to be honest, if I got an Xbox right now. Right, so
I've watched. It's not that great.
So hit up the Facebook group about it, kind of just asking guys who own the Xbox One right now, am I forgetting anything? What's, you know what I mean? What convinced me about why I want this other than that? Jeff on the group there, who's actually one of the admins for the group. So Jeff raised his hand to be an admin the first time I asked. So thanks, Jeff. Thanks for keeping it real on there. And his comment was, I have the normal Xbox One. He said it also has Tomb Raider games for the next gen. Yes, but we're about to get that in 2 or 3 months. He said, if you're into it, we're absolutely into Tomb Raider. But yes, it's coming to PS4.
It does suck that we have to wait, but not worth buying a new console.
Yep, and then Jeff also said, he goes, I like some of the features that Microsoft built in with having Windows 10, and moving forward they're releasing games that you can play on your PC when not connected to the same network as your Xbox. So we've talked about that in the past. We both think that's definitely a good bonus, but as I sit here today, I don't have a gaming PC.
Yeah,
again, that doesn't sell it to me. Like, if I had a gaming PC and a 4K TV, I'd go buy it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But in my position, though, I would just get the gaming PC and play those games on it because I don't have a 4K TV.
Right.
I mean,
Yep, totally. And then Nate.
But yeah, those are good perks for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And Nate said parental controls on the Xbox absolutely obliterate everything I saw on PSN unless it's gotten a lot better. So I'm pretty sure Nate's got a PS3 and then switched over to Xbox One. The PS4 doesn't really have parental controls, and you can't even adjust them. I actually had to go take both of my kids' account and throw them away and make adult accounts because there's no customization to it at all. So you're basically locked out of everything. You can't kind of go game by game and pick what you want sort of deal. So yeah, that's it. And then Nate says, he goes, I think that's all I got. He said the DVR stuff got canned and I don't have a Kinect, but I also haven't played anything since I kind of completed Fallout. He said, and then he talks about Fallout. He said, yeah, I hated the factions involved storylines and didn't bother to take a single one of them in the end game. So, yeah, again, he didn't sell me, that's for sure. I at this point in my life, parental controls.
I wish you had played that and we could talk about that too.
I'm getting there, I swear. And Nate brings up a point about the DVR. When they sold the Xbox, they talked about it having DVR functionality. Which again, that's the part of the TV box that I actually liked, and they never did that. So
yeah.
So yeah, I feel like ultimately not for me today. We'll reevaluate when the Scorpio happens. And as I sit here today, the Xbox One I don't think is going in my living room just so I can play Halo.
No. Yep. But if it's, I mean, yeah, we'll see what happens with the Scorpio and the Neo.
Right, all that stuff.
The Neo or Morpheus.
Neo. Morpheus was the code name for the PSVR before it came out.
Oh,
yep.
Neo.
Yep. So finally, wrapping that up, I guess, both me and you say, okay, as PS4 owners right now, we're not getting the Xbox One. So I'll just throw out there the final comment on that was from my buddy James, who's new to the Facebook group there, who says, PS4 is the only system for me. I'm not a big Xbox fan. Hashtag greatness awaits. Hashtag PS4. What
Fuck
up?
yeah. Yeah, I love the PS4. It's great.
I love my PS4 too.
Besides the overheating I got going on, which I mean really does suck. But that could have, I bet it would just as easily happen with an Xbox with the conditions.
The conditions that your PS4 lives in. Yes, I agree. 100%. 100%. So topic 2 this week, going to move along here to Pokemon Go. Obviously, we're still Pokemon Go idiots. What you got any stories for this week? Any upcoming stuff before I go into the news articles I got on it?
Well, are we... You put Pokemon Show at number 6.
We can do it right now if you want. We can skip
yeah, because I don't have much.
Okay.
I actually, this is the first week that I kind of took a break from Pokemon. Not fully, but I've been opening it maybe once a day or something.
Right.
I evolved my Dratinis into a Dragonair finally.
Nice.
I got a 900 something Dragonair. That was my highlight of the week. But since the update, they changed spawn points, and I had a Dratini nest down the street at the park that one would show up every hour at a quarter to the hour, and so it was easy. I was reeling them in. I was super hyped about it, and then they changed the spawn points, and he's not there anymore.
Is that it?
That was it. Other than that, I caught
Pidgey.
Okay.
Live Pidgey capture. 43.
Get him.
Nice.
I caught a Pikachu too. I started playing. Did I talk about Pokevision last week, or was that post last week's show?
I think we mentioned it.
I used it, and I think it might have been the day after the show. I went out. I caught a
16. 200 normal type Pokemon. What up?
Yeah, nice.
And I hit level 16 at the same time. Sorry.
Wow.
That was live, everybody.
Right.
Right there.
That needs to be its own section, split off. Yeah, but I caught a Pikachu, a Cubone, a Weezing, a Bulbasaur, and an Eevee using Pokevision on my way into work. Like
Nice.
within an hour, it was really hype. I got honked at using Pokevision. I was stopped, and there were cars trying to go, and I was trying to catch Pikachu. Like I see why they stopped it, because it can get crazy if people are speeding their cars towards locations. Because it shows you.
Right. That's what you said. It turned into road rash.
To get a mile away, yeah, and you're like, oh fuck, run out to the Rango and just go towards Pikachu. Like it's, but it was So I he was like almost level 400 Pikachu, which is pretty good.
Nice.
I feel like
It's better than mine for sure.
Yeah, but yeah. Other than that, nothing too crazy.
So
Dragonair, Pikachu.
I have the same that I had last time. My 1063 vape. Mid shop.
Yeah.
Those are my guys. Now, here's the reason why. Is as soon as I hit level 15, I realized that I got my last lucky egg because I'm not spending money on this because I can't because it's the work phone. So I got my last lucky egg until I hit level 20. So I'm literally letting my Pokemon fill up to max before I hit
That's what you
that.
should do.
Right. So I'm at 180 right now out of 250. So that level 15 level went really, really super slow. So, I think even, another week or two, I'm going to be kind of slowly grinding on this, and then all of a sudden I'm going to fly up. You know what I mean? Is the plan.
Yeah, that's what I did too, yeah. I mean, if you don't plan on spending money, that's what you got to do it.
Right.
Yep.
Totally.
Anyway, so news, Pokemon news.
So the news that I got, two different things. First of all, got basically a story about how they're going to end up with sponsorships, which the first of which has come out in Japan, and it's basically every McDonald's in Japan is a gym. And so this article came from IGN, but is actually from they ripped the article from Forbes, and but Joe Scrobles on IGN is the one who posted this one.
Forbes is
that
a
I'm reading
gaming
from.
website, don't you think? Have you noticed that?
They're all about money. Games make money.
Yep.
So Niantic CEO John Hank said that Pokemon Go's sponsorship tie-ins help the developer refrain from relying on microtransactions, and has talked about how new Pokemon will be added to the game. So first of all, the sponsorship thing. He said Pokemon Go's first sponsorship tie-ins is with McDonald's in Japan, which has turned 3,000 participating restaurants into gyms in the virtual world. His quote is, "My belief is that the sponsored location model is a better business model for games," unquote, said Hank in the interview with Forbes. Quote, "It will provide a complement to in-app purchases. In-app purchase will be the majority of the revenue, but it does take some of the pressure off of us to squeeze hard on the purchase side, which would be detrimental to the game." So I actually
I like
what
that.
he's saying there.
Oh yeah, totally.
Right.
For sure.
If they
That's what I've been saying about the game is you can spend money and get better. I mean, you can buy a bunch of incubators and be hatching eggs, 9 eggs at a time, popping an incense every time you walk, but you can still. You don't feel like you're being held back, not spending money. That's what.
Yeah, I haven't. Yep, I haven't
at all.
Right. I could care less if McDonald's is a gym. If the gym in the game has golden arches on it, maybe that starts to bug me a little bit. But I don't think it will. I think it's just going to be a regular gym on McDonald's, and the point is that people are going to go to McDonald's to fight at that gym.
Yeah, I think that's what it is too. And it's also like sponsored Pokestop. Maybe if Pokestop's cheaper, we get JD's Pizza to be a Pokestop, like we had talked about before.
Yeah, right.
Yep. Pull some customers in at the same time, support the game.
Right. Right. And that has kind of been my point from the get-go, is that I'm having fun with it now, but the minute that I feel like I have to spend money in it to have fun with it, I'm out. And so far that hasn't happened. And so if this is what keeps it like that, then I'm 100% down.
Yeah. I think the only people that really are spending money that I've seen are like streamers, people who stream Pokemon Go, and they want to show people them hatching eggs all the time and stuff. But
right.
I haven't met, unless there's been people around that just haven't admitted it, I haven't met a single person playing the game in the real world that has spent any money.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of funny. So, and again...
Actually, I met one.
We're going pretty far in this, but it kind of cracks me up. We talk about our parents are friggin' Pokemon Go fanatics. It's crazy.
Mom passed me last weekend.
What's that?
She passed me.
Yeah. Our mother, who has never played a video game with us, well, she's played Carcassonne. Can you think of another game that she's ever played with us in our lives?
Wheel of Fortune, Family Feud.
Okay. Sure. So family party games when we're all sitting on the couch is it. Never any type of leveling, role-playing mechanic type game ever. And she's beat both of us at this point. She passes both up. And
it's embarrassing.
It's not embarrassing.
Retired, though.
It's a testament to her. She's hardcore.
She is. Awesome.
If I'm level 16 and she's level 20 or whatever she is at this point, she's probably higher than that.
She's got to be 21 by now.
She's
after
rocking
the weekend. She was 20
on
Friday. She's been going hard.
So my point why I even brought them up is it's funny that they both are like, oh yeah, we refuse to spend money. And I'm like, you know what? How much time have you put into this? How much fun have you had with it? Spend $10. Who cares?
Yeah.
Get that.
I've been tempted. That's the thing. When I'm at Speedway and I look over and there's a Google Play card for $10, like I'm not about to put my credit card in there, but when I think about the cash in my pocket and I see that $10 Google Play card, I'm like, I should just buy some egg incubators. Why not? Just fucking hatch 9 at once.
Yeah,
but,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
funny.
bet one of these days I will.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even think there's anything wrong with it, to be honest. Like, I don't feel like I'm
You don't want to be sinking a shitload of money into it. But
no,
$10
but
in there if you're having a good time.
and I don't feel like I don't have fun with the game because other people are spending money on it and making
Yeah,
me, you know what I mean? The
like,
gym
it's
scene
not
is
pay to
not.
win. It doesn't
Yeah,
seem pay to win.
correct, totally. Okay, and then I didn't put in I didn't copy the part of this where he actually talks about it, but he so I don't have the quote, but the Niantic had also talked about, I guess there's 5 legendaries that aren't in the game yet, and then Ditto, and talked about how they're going to do that, and he said that his quote was somewhere along the lines that they are going to come out and that they are going to be attached to events. So, and he said different events around the world. So he didn't specify more what that meant, but essentially it sounds like they're going to announce, hey, we're having a big Pokemon event in New York City on this day, and that's where you can go get Mewtwo. You know what I
I
mean?
hope I hope they don't do that. I hope they do that, but if they do, that it's going to be in every major city at a certain spot. It seems
Well,
like it would be unfair if it was in New York City.
but I
And you live
think
in Australia, and the only way you can get Mewtwo is to take a flight to New York City. That
well,
doesn't.
unless they also do as they promised in the get go is trading. So if enough people are at that event, they catch them a few times, they start trading them around. You know what I mean? Slowly, that's when trading becomes cool. When it's not just your friend, you
That's a
know.
good point.
Right.
Yep, that would actually make trading very important.
Yep.
Yep. Especially if you can catch a few. I mean, if you can only catch one, though.
Yep.
Oof.
Yep. We'll see. I heard this guy.
The legendaries are supposed to be super fucking hard to get. So
Yep.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
This guy who I work with.
seen all the fakers out there.
Yes, yes, I have. This dude who I work with, who is a BSer in general, and I don't know if I believe what he says, but he was saying that he knew somebody who had somehow heard wind that they data mined the game, and that they said that Mewtwo is actually supposed to pop on Pikes Peak once a day when they do this stuff, once a day for 5 minutes or whatever that is. So, stuff like that. That'd be crazy, but I don't believe him. I think it's
Nope.
rumor even is coming there.
Yeah,
So
it's
okay,
like the girl who said Niantic gave her a fucking Articuno because
right.
her game fucked up or something. Bullshit.
Right. Yep. Totally. So okay, so yeah, that's that sponsored stuff, and then the other part of the Pokemon discussion that I had today is the Pokevision. So if people don't know what Pokevision is, Pokevision was like a third party website that
Missed it.
essentially
Tight.
what's that?
It was tight. You missed it if you didn't use
Right.
it.
So they essentially took the nearby functionality out of the base game, plugged it into a computer, and then it spit out the location of these
The
Pokemon.
exact location.
Yeah, the exact locations where you could literally you punch it.
Anywhere.
It had like
You could,
a Google Maps map that you could punch in an
and then you
address,
could,
and it would show what's
yeah, you
around
could,
it.
I could look at my address, and then you can go any way in any direction just with Google Maps and tap there, and it would show you every Pokemon that was
And
there.
how long
So-
it was going to be there for.
Yeah, so it basically all of them have like a 15 to 12-minute time limit, and so as long as you could make it in your car to that area of the map within 12 minutes, you're checking every area. And then like Pikachu show up fucking couple miles away, 10 minutes left, and you're like, time to fucking get there. And like run out to your car and go. Like, I mean, I got honked at catching a Pikachu, like, so I stopped. This car it was my turn to go, and I wasn't going. And but yeah, Pokevision, and well, there's a Pikachu down the street that we caught, and there was like literally 5 cars like whipping into the gas station at the same time, like with a car full of 4 guys with their fucking phones. Like,
Because everybody had Pokevision at their house, and they all jumped in their car and took off running over there. Yeah.
It was cool. It was a fun time. I liked the. I mean, dangerous, obviously, but but it was cool.
It's only dangerous if you drive like an idiot to do it.
Well, yeah.
It didn't have to
you
be
make
dangerous.
that choice.
I like the stories of your Pokemon irresponsibility, totally.
Yeah.
But
it's my choice.
Yeah, right. It doesn't have to be. It's just like texting and driving or anything else. You know what I mean? You can still.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be dangerous. But so, anyways, when in this recent update they got rid of the steps in the nearby functionality, and they said Niantic had a response saying that they took it off because it wasn't working right, but ultimately I think everybody knows they took it off to shut down Pokevision. That once without the steps, Pokevision couldn't do the math anymore to figure out where they're at. So that was the point behind it. They didn't deny it, or they didn't come out and say that's why they did it, but obviously it was. So that being said, today up on the internet popped the guy who created Pokevision. He did an open letter to Niantic. So I'm just going to read a couple things out of it. He said he was never too excited about Pokemon Go. His name is Yang Lu. Lu conceded that it became the most amazing yet most simple thing he'd seen in gaming, and he pronounced the effect of Pokemon Go has been phenomenal. He said and then he said basically, and this is all cut up. This came off IGN today. I should quote IGN on this, but he came out and said to Niantic, "You simply captured all of our hearts with Pokemon Go," Niantic wrote Lu, "but then you broke them all too quickly." Lu insists that Pokevision was built as a stopgap solution to Pokemon Go's inoperative in-game tracking system, and claims that the team, quote, had every intention of closing it down the minute the Pokemon Go's own tracker restored functionality.
Really?
Unquote.
That's awesome. That's
I don't believe it, though.
I don't believe it either. But that's exactly why I said I was using Pokevision, because some people call it cheating. But I said if they had their fucking 3-step system right, then I would call it cheating. I would use the 3-step system.
Right. So
I wouldn't use Pokevision anymore. There's no way to hunt for them.
Right. The next sentence here is, "We made Pokevision not to cheat. We made it so that we can have a temporary relief to the in-game tracker that we were told by Niantic was broken."
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what he is saying. Now, that being said, me and you play Pokemon Go differently. I don't think I feel like the point of it to me is not to go out and hunt specific Pokemon. It's just to live my life, and when they pop up around me, grab them. Sort of.
But trainers, it's not. It's because you're not out there for the throttle. Right. And the people that are out there every night want to look for them, and that was the whole point of the 3-step system, is just show you how to fucking catch them and show where they are. Like, they would pop up, Pikachu would pop up 3 steps away. You should be able to get closer to it, and the steps would disappear until you got to Pikachu. That was the whole fucking point of the thing, major part of the game, that anyone who was out there actually hunting them wanted to use.
Sure.
And it didn't fucking work. And then they made a fix to it, which is Pokevision.
Yeah. And then they got shut down because Niantic didn't want them making money off of ads because of what it is. So we'll see if Niantic fixes it or whatnot. I was neither here nor there on Pokevision. I wasn't against it, but I didn't use it either. I checked it out a couple times. But yeah, that was, like I say, not how I played the game. So anyways, there you go, everybody. There's your Pokemon update, your Pokemon Go update for the week.
That's it.
If you're sick of us talking about Pokemon Go, I don't think it's going to change anytime soon. It's a weekly part of the show. So, yeah, we're idiots. It is what it is. Yeah. All right. Topic 3, real quick. I'm going to blow through these news of the week, gaming news of the week anyways. Number 1, I got a few different launch dates and release information here. Number 1 is that Drive Club VR was announced as a PSVR launch title in Japan. So it has not yet been announced here, but obviously it's coming here if it's in Japan, and I'm totally stoked for it. I can't wait. Gran Turismo VR, Sport in VR is one of the things that makes it a must-have for me, and I liked Drive Club a lot. You know what I mean? So I'm absolutely stoked for Drive Club VR and stoked to hear that it's coming. You got anything else to add to that?
I'm still not convinced on VR, but yeah.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Inside. We talked about Inside a couple weeks ago, the game from the makers of Limbo when we couldn't remember what Limbo was called. That was the Xbox exclusive. Well, it turns out it's coming to PS4 really fucking fast. It's going to be out on August 23rd, so just a few weeks out, we'll be able to play it.
Of course it is.
Yeah. So that's pretty sweet. I'm stoked for that. Also, Darkest Dungeon. Have you heard about that game at all? So it's a roguelike dungeon crawler where your characters also go insane as they progress through the dungeons and whatnot. It came out to critical acclaim on PC almost a year ago at this time. It's one of those games that was in beta forever and then got released on PC for a year. But it sounded sweet, and yeah, I definitely wanted to check it out. So anyways, it's coming to PS4 and Vita on September 27th. It's going to be cross-buy and cross-play. So that's going to be a must-have for me for sure. Next, Destiny: Rise of Iron. Game Informer has a new thing up on their website, and their next issue is all about an interview with Bungie. Basically, they said a bunch of things, but to hit on the key points of it, levels are staying at 40. Light level is going from 335 to 385, and then when the raid goes to hard mode, it'll jump to 400. Obviously, there's going to be new gear and weapons. They're going to have a record book like they did for the Sparrow Racing to track your progress through the new expansion or whatnot. So just a little bit more news as we get a little bit closer to that release date. That's coming out September 20th, so that's right around the corner. We got that pre-ordered yet or what?
No, not yet.
Get it
we
done.
got it though.
Yeah, talk to the master.
We need that Calhoun. He needs to get over Pokemon. He's obsessed right now.
Well, he needs to be obsessed with the Galahorn.
He will. I'll get him.
All right. Next bit of news was Powers has been canceled. Did you watch Powers?
Oh, really?
I never watched Powers. Did you watch it?
I watched season 1. I liked it. Yeah. I actually wanted to watch season 2.
Well,
I still probably can watch season 2. But
yeah, season 2 would be the end of it, and yeah, apparently you're in the minority because it's officially done with.
Yeah, I mean it's a cheesy superhero show, but I liked it. I mean,
right.
It was decent for what it was.
Sure. Sure.
I like that kind of shit.
To me, I'd way rather. There's too much good licensed stuff right now that's out for me to watch one of those generic ones like Heroes or Powers.
Yeah, it was just easy to watch right on the PS4.
Sure.
Netflix shows and PlayStation shows are my most accessible shows. So.
Right.
There's one that I'm semi-interested in. I usually watch it. I liked it.
Right. Well, RIP Powers.
R.I.P. Powers. Not upset that it's leaving, but.
And then the final thing you told me about just on your way home here right now, because you got some buddies that are in the PC gaming world, and apparently the Dota International 2016, which is their 6-1.
Number 6, they call it. They don't call it 2016.
Okay, all right, gotcha. And it's in Seattle right now, and it's got a $19 million prize pool. I just looked this up. Right? Yeah, first place. The first place team in this thing.
That's more than people at Wimbledon, more than PGA golfers. I mean, that's a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, the first place team takes home $8.6 million. Second place is taken $3.2 million. Third place is taken $2 million, and fourth place is taken $1.3 million out of this tournament. I think we should get into Dota.
Esports is a real thing. Yeah, we should.
It's so
we'll
weird.
Never be that good though.
It's so weird that it's one of these niche games.
Yeah, but it's huge. No, it's huge.
But it's only huge to hardcore gamers. Like it's weird to me that there's not that same kind of money and emphasis put into Call of Duty. And I don't even like Call of Duty. But you know what I mean? For how popular it is, it seems like they'd be on that.
Dota.
So. Yeah, Dota. Props to all you Dota dudes. Cause
League of Legends, their prize pool is way lower, but it's still huge. It's millions. I mean, it's crazy.
So yeah, definitely crazy.
PC MOBAs, there's fat cash in there, and CS:GO, Counter-Strike, Global Offensive.
Yep.
A lot of money in that too.
Good luck to all y'all out there in Seattle. I hope you take on the big money.
For sure.
Gaming's legit.
Yep.
Y'all are doing it.
It's real.
Yep. So that's it. That's all I got for the news.
All right.
We'll move on to topic 4. You want to roll with that?
Topic 4. Yeah, we just want to talk about the Suicide Squad reviews. Our fears were confirmed. People are saying it's shitty. But I did also see. I saw there's a petition that was signed by like 9,000 people or something to shut down Rotten Tomatoes because they hate the fans of the movie hate the critics, and they said that it was not about shutting down the site, but it was about a message that the critics aren't always right. Which
you see what Metacritic says right now. What was Rotten Tomatoes? 36 or something?
34, 35.
Okay.
I never saw it at 36.
It might be 34. I know it was better than Batman Superman was 20 something, huh?
Yeah.
Let me see what Metacritic has to say here.
But I do agree with that. They don't agree with critics. Critics aren't always right. It's true. I've liked a lot of movies that critics haven't.
Suicide Squad's at 42 on Metacritic right now.
42, so terrible.
Yeah, so I'm with you. I think in particular, and people even in our Facebook group disagree on this one, but I liked Man of Steel, and Man of Steel was critically panned for sure. And
I like Man of Steel too.
Right. But the fact that Batman versus Superman was so bad going into this one, I had kind of low expectations from the start. And to be honest, Will Smith.
Yeah.
That's always, since the minute I've seen him as Deadshot, gave me cause for concern.
For sure. Yeah. Same here.
And just the whole hot topic aesthetic thing is, I think DC, if they're smart, they'll go away from it. You know what I mean? At this point, they're not pulling it off. And we'll see, because obviously we're both going to see Suicide Squad soon, and we'll be talking about this shortly. But, to my mind, they just it sucks because the Nolan Batman movies were, to my mind, the best superhero movies ever made. They were the best. And I know we've had discussions where you kind of like the comic booky more feel of the Marvel stuff, but I still to this day think the Dark Knight movies are the best superhero movies ever made. And
I mean, I put Civil War, Deadpool, and Guardians of the Galaxy above those Batman movies. But they were awesome for sure.
I wouldn't. I'd maybe put Guardian in the same thing, but I think
maybe
those movies are better.
Probably just because I like Marvel more. I mean, not because of the movies.
Sure. But so it's just a shame that they've really messed it up since. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we'll see. Maybe the critics are wrong, but and we both were talking about how we liked the Wonder Woman trailer. We liked the Justice League trailer that came out. So maybe they'll learn, but I don't know. It sucks.
Looks bad. Yeah, and hear about the director saying "fuck Marvel" at the at the opening ceremony. Apparently, I read 2 articles about it today. It was on Reddit. There was apparently someone at the premiere event, whatever, in LA or wherever it was. There was somebody in the crowd that yelled "fuck Marvel" while the director was introducing the movie, and he said, "Yeah, fuck Marvel," and they said more like "career Suicide Squad."
That's funny. That's funny.
And then he sent out an apology tweet a year later that said, "Apologize to all my fellow screenwriters at Marvel, blah blah blah, whatever." But yeah,
right. It's funny.
And then they got terrible reviews.
I can honestly see where that's like a stupid thing that you say in the spur of the moment when you just made a DC movie and don't really mean it.
Yeah, and somebody said it in the crowd. I'm totally fine with him saying "fuck Marvel." Like somebody in the crowd, he was trying to hype up the movie to all the fans, and some guy was like "fuck Marvel," and he was like, "Yeah, fuck Marvel." Like I could see myself doing that in his position.
Sure.
Like whatever, that's fine. People say things. You don't always fucking think of all the consequences every time you say something.
Absolutely. We're running over an hour. Let's keep the show
Really?
rolling. Yeah, let's keep it moving. So the next topic that we had here, and definitely this is one that I wanted to get in this week. Our buddy Matt Magacy, who you're going to meet tomorrow or on Friday as well. He posted
Big
something in there.
poster in the mayhem.
Yeah, he's there all the time. But he posted a story about the upcoming entry in the Lord of the Rings kind of, I don't know if you call it a universe at this point, but apparently, well, let me just read it. The Silmarillion, which is a book that was basically put out after Tolkien's death, I believe, by his son. That was collected works that he had that was basically the lore behind Lord of the Rings. So the reason why Lord of the Rings, to my mind, and not the only reason why, but one of the reasons why Lord of the Rings is the greatest story ever written, is because that world seems so real because it's got history. And it's got history that is just referred to in little snips and snaps here and there throughout the whole thing. And basically what the Silmarillion is a collection of of all that information that eventually got referred to here and there in the book. So, anyways,
like all the little Star Wars books and stuff that fills in the void of the lore.
yes, but only it's more based on history rather than filling in spots and times in the middle of the book. You know what I mean? It was the history of the universe before The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. You know what I mean? That kind of created this level of depth to the stories that nothing in fantasy for sure had ever had, you know, before, but in any books as far as I'm concerned. But anyways, this is out from moviepilot.com. New Line Cinema, Warner Brother Pictures, and MGM and Showtime have officially announced the completion of a deal with the Tolkien estate to adapt J.R.R. Tolkien's beloved novel, The Silmarillion, in a cross-platform deal that will include a multi-film franchise and a premium cable television show to air on Showtime. So again, we're running over. I'm not going to read any more of the articles than that, but you know, they're talking about 2 movies and 2 seasons of a TV show that's on Showtime. I think obviously Showtime's looking at the money that HBO's raking in on Game of Thrones right now.
Oh, yeah.
And you would assume that they'll throw kind of similar production values at it. Peter Jackson is attached to this, but kind of as I think as a producer, not as a director. Kind of sick of his vision of Lord of the Rings at this point and would like to see some other directors. So I hope he doesn't have too much power, to be honest. And I like his movies, don't get me wrong. Don't like, I don't know, we could go on forever about my thoughts of his individual movies, but in general, I had a good time with them. You know what I mean? In general, when I look back at the end of the day, I
drew
think
him
I
out
enjoyed
too
them.
long.
Well, with The Hobbit especially.
Yeah.
But yes, you know, I got some issues with all of it, but in general, it was cool, I think. But again, it's just I'd be happier to see some other people give it a shot as well.
For sure.
That being said, and members of the group go ahead and make fun of me or think that I shouldn't be talking on a show about this. I tried to read the Silmarillion, and it was so boring I couldn't finish it. And this comes from a guy who literally, The Lord of the Rings is my favorite thing I've ever read. Favorite piece of fiction, period.
Yeah.
Top games, movies, books, comic books, put them all together. Lord of the Rings is the top of the mountain peak for me. And I didn't like the Silmarillion. So I hope that, you know, whatever that they can pull from it. I don't know if they're just going to imply things and turn it into different stuff, you know what I mean, or whatever that looks like. But
hopefully they do. If it was that boring, hopefully they make it awesome.
Right, yeah, hopefully they do. And hopefully the whole TV movie show tie-in thing is cool too, because TV has become such good quality at this point. You know what I mean? It would be nice to see something that, you know, you could watch a movie one year, watch a TV show in between that leads up to the second movie.
Yeah, that's an awesome
I mean?
concept.
Yeah, right, exactly. So hopefully it's cool. Yep.
Definitely.
Hopefully it's
Final
cool.
topic.
Final topic? Stranger Things.
Yeah.
So, you watched, you said an episode or two, you were kind of drinking, so you don't really remember. How far into it are you?
Yeah, I'm at least through 2, I feel like. Yeah.
So
I mean, to the point, we're not spoiling yet, right?
we are not spoiling it yet.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
So, and when you say you like it, like, where do you rank it in TV shows? Because obviously there's crap TV shows, there's Game of Thrones and everything in between.
What?
Like
2 episodes in?
Yeah.
I have no idea yet, to be honest. I mean, right now, 2 episodes in on anything, I can't really rank it against other TV shows. I feel like I can't. I like, I mean, definitely better than Arrow quality. The acting's a lot better. As far as, yeah, I mean, yeah, I like the characters in the story so far, and it's definitely well produced, good actors. But I can't compare it to other storylines or anything yet. I'm only like a couple episodes in.
So I feel like right from the get-go, I was hooked, though, with, to me, for some extent, I'm a kid who grew up in the 80s.
But yeah, I'm
so
not.
The 80s stuff kind of does it for me, like it doesn't for you. And then, but the other side of it is just that kind of, I don't know, it's obviously most inspired by the Goonies and E.T. A lot of other inspirations
I like that
besides
kid
those
with the
2
lisp.
movies. What's that?
I like the kid with the lisp.
Yeah, right, totally. I mean, I like all the kids, to be honest.
Yeah, so do I.
But the aesthetics and then the kind of creepy horror side of it
Yeah.
too, like all that tied together, had me totally sucked in right from the start. I was kind of like skeptical, like, where's this going to go? But I was absolutely, the next night when I came home, it wasn't a question of what am I going to do tonight. I'm going to watch Stranger Things.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. It has me hooked immediately off the bat. I mean, now that I beat The Witcher and I have nothing else to do, that's number 1 priority, is to watch it. I mean, for sure.
Right. So that being said, we'll kind of leave it at that for right now, other than obviously the whole world's obsessed with it right now. Oh, there was also a bit of news about how, it's such a phenomenon right now that they're obviously going to have season 2 of it. And it being said that they're having season 2 of it, at Comic-Con, the makers, the Duff Brothers, were asked about would they ever consider doing a comic to go between the 2 seasons. What I'm not sure the exact one because I don't have it in front of me right now, but basically they said no, we see it as an 8-bit video game to go between the 2.
Which is
also
cool to go with the 80s vibe.
right. So
Yeah.
that would be awesome if they could do a quality game. You know what I mean? Yeah. That would be super awesome.
For sure.
Super awesome.
Way better than a comic book. I mean, I love comic books too.
Yep.
But if done well, if I could play a video game to bridge the gap, I mean, that's what we've wanted the Telltale Walking Dead to do, or at least make an appearance in the fucking show.
Right.
Like, that's a whole new level.
Yep.
Bridging the gap with a video game would be awesome.
Yep, for sure. So, and then I just wanted to share a little bit while this is current, because it's going to take we're going to be at least 2 weeks out before we talk about this again, is in the Facebook group, the discussions about this, and I won't go into spoilers on it, but, lots of people were talking about it, and we got in this, at the end of the thread here, Francisco said, I finished it yesterday. For me, it's the best series I've watched since True Detective's first season. Dirk got on there, said, being a massive 80s Spielberg, Cronenberg fan, I ate it up. Could have lasted 30 episodes for me. Kent, Dad, said, I agree with Francisco, who said it was the best thing since True Detective's first season. And then Dirk said, I agree with Kent. And then I jumped in there and said, I like it a lot, but not that much. And Francisco popped in after me and said "Por qué?" And then Dirk responded with this. So I got to read this because it is so. There's so much passion in this. I had to get it out there. So here we go. This is the full quote from Dirk here. He said,
Right.
he said, I feel the need to respond to this, not that much, Barb, directed at my beloved program, and he puts in quotations, and Nate Closter, know that I jest. He goes, hear me out. For a kid that was homegrown in the rurals of southern Louisiana, aka Cajun country, there was not much in the way of pop culture intake. I had a few major networks and a VCR. Those networks provided Soul Train, Casey Kasem's Top 40, Guiding Light, and Scooby-Doo. There's also a splattering of odd movies that would theoretically have never been introduced to me at that age, particularly The Elephant Man. I also remember somewhat later Poltergeist. But at that point I was hooked. Between the DVR-less void of the occasional TV broadcast, I had Michael Jackson's Thriller and the making of on VHS. This, above all, got played and replayed some more, no doubt disturbing my classic country-laden peers and grandparents. Amidst this, so that's paragraph 1. Amidst all this, in the fog of memory that I can recall, my mom brought me to I can't even say this Louisiana town, and I lived in New Orleans for a long time. Opelousas. Oh, I think it's Opelousas. To see E.T., completely changing my life and perspective on everything to come after. I sobbed uncontrollably, in the process shocking my mom and indicating that I had a future of being emotionally susceptible to art, and demanded to see it again. I watched it 4 more times. I'd also venture to say that the congruence of E.T., Goonies, Tron, The Thing, etc., all set up my future love of all things Cronenberg. Touché. Stranger Things, with its overt ode to E.T. and other 80s Spielberg's classics, along with nods to everything else a kid might like in the former half a decade. Goonies, Lost Boys, Scanners, you've heard all the references. Touched on... Yeah, right. He said, touched on something that was obviously drawn up by design, but it worked and it was shameless about it. I could see the traps, including the club over the head D&D intro, and still choose to step in them because honestly, this shit was integral to my foundation as a human. That sounds dramatic, but for a kid that had very little sustenance in that realm, it's apparently tied to my very core. He said they hit on all the touchstones and did it shamelessly, thoughtfully, and honorably. Tons of grace and tact, and that's not even to begin to speak on that intro. The flawless mix of Goblin-era synth work and amazing story-style font. The fade-in was amazing, and I watched it for every episode. Anyways, I wish I had my own 7 to 9-year-old offspring to enjoy this with, but maybe that'll come later. I have no idea what their perspective is today or then, but it conveys half of the feeling that I got while watching the clown go after Carol Ann's brother. That would be cool. Kudos to the Duffer Brothers. Right. Survive, the actors who played 11, and Dustin. Thanks for letting me rant. Sorry about the length. And then Francisco followed that up with Reach right after that. So, anyways,
people feel strongly about this shit.
Yep, right? It was totally awesome, Dirk. I was totally crying, laughing. It was funny. I read that like had to work in 4 hours later and get to bed, and I couldn't appropriately respond to that. And to be honest, I still can't appropriately respond to it because Corey hasn't watched the whole thing yet. So I can't talk about, like I say, my final rating on it is 8 out of 10, and I can't even talk about why it's not a 10 out of 10 like it obviously is for you at this point. So, I got to, like I say, Corey, once you watch it, we'll have this conversation again.
I feel like I need to rewatch every episode. I should probably just download that and watch it on my tablet instead of reading comic books.
Right. Yeah, whatever it takes. But yeah, so, love the passion, and I definitely really liked it a lot too. And we'll talk later about why I
8 seems like you feel like it's average.
No, 8's really good. Average is 5. 5 is average. I give Arrow.
Don't watch average.
I give Arrow a 5. I give Walking Dead 8. The TV show. I give this 8.
Put it on the level of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, right. I give Game of Thrones is 10 for me. That's the top of the TV totem pole. I give the Marvel Netflix shows like a 7. Right around there. That's how I feel. Yeah. That's where I put it.
I give Jessica an 8.
I like it more than Jessica Jones. And I like Jessica Jones a lot. Yep.
Yeah.
But it's not. Again, I can't talk about it, so we'll talk
Yeah.
about it later. So, anyways, everybody, this has been episode 12, Comically Gaming.
Well,
Thanks for
so 12,
watching.
thanks for watching.
Yep, we really
Love you
appreciate it.
guys.
We love you all, definitely. And we're about to go into
We made it a
spoilers.
full cut again.
Yep. I can't believe it. Well, we'll see. We're not done yet. But yeah, we're about to go into spoilers on Stranger Things here. So or whatever Corey recalls from it. So if you have not watched Stranger Things yet and you plan on doing so, this is where you cut out. Thank you. Like the video, subscribe to the video, do that stuff. We appreciate it. It really helps us out. Have a good week. We'll see y'all later.
Thanks, guys.
Yep. Going spoilers. 3, 2, 1. So, what do you remember? Where you at?
So
I got to go off of where you're at to not spoil stuff for you or past this point.
it sucks to ask me to do this.
And yeah, so I guess what I would say to everybody else is that if you haven't, if you're not at least 3 in, because you didn't watch more than 3, right?
Yeah, it didn't make it 4.
Right. So that's where Corey's at. He didn't make it to 4.
I feel like I barely made it through 2. But
so you're in the first one.
okay, so I saw the kid get lost. Saw the dude escaping with the monster that caught him in the elevator.
Monster caught him in the elevator. Yeah. The dude escaping with the monster caught him in the elevator.
Very beginning.
Okay. All right.
Yep. And then,
you said kid get lost. How did kid get lost?
With the bikes, on the bikes.
So, all the kids were on the bikes. The one kid got separated, right?
That 2 kids went off together.
Okay.
And then one got separated. And,
Will, right?
Yeah, Will.
Ended up in the shed.
Yep. And then
busted out the gun.
And then disappeared. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it faded to
black. And then from that's like the last point I remember of the first episode. And then all of a sudden, and then they had 11 with them.
So 11's with the kids.
Yeah.
So you saw the scene.
Keeping her in his basement.
Right. So she first meets the guy in the diner who feeds her and then gets offed because of it.
Yes.
Right. So she takes he gives her some food and then he calls like Child Protection Agency and the people who show up shoot him in the head. And then she takes off as soon as she sees them and actually some dudes pop in the back door and she throws a bunch of knives through them and then disappears herself.
Yeah, I need to rewatch 1 and 2.
All right. All right. Gotcha.
But I'm past that point.
Gotcha.
What I'm watching. Now his sister. Oh God. See, that's why you were supposed to lead.
Well, I can't lead because I don't know where the show is cut off and stopped. I think of the whole story, sort of thing, and so I don't want to jump ahead on the spoiler talk. But if
let's stop then.
Okay, you want to redo it some other time, and we'll get into it.
Yeah,
we'll get into it with more detail then.
Should we film a spot that says, and that's the end of the episode?
No, I think we just let this roll.
All right, go.
I think people know us right now. That's cool.
Yeah,
thanks,
for
everybody. Comically Gaming. Corey's going to watch Stranger Things sober, and then we're going to redo the Stranger Things spoiler cast.
Yep, for sure.
Everybody, have a great week. Later.
Right, take it easy, guys.
Bye.